Amik Robertson, Las Vegas Raiders, cornerback, and you're watching the FanView podcast.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to FanView Podcast. Listen, I'm that boy Fred.
G Sports back at it.
Coach Hurricane here back at it again.
Man, we got a special guest, baby. NFL's own Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, you did it wrong, man. Give before G kill you. Try Paris on.
There you go.
Ty Parishon,
There you go. There you go.
Las Vegas Raider DB, Amik Robinson. First of all, man, welcome to the podcast, man. We appreciate you having you on. Man, it's been a long time coming, man. We haven't spoke to you probably since what?
Sophomore year at La Tech.
Sophomore year at La Tech.
Coming off of All-American year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a long time coming, man.
long time, man. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be home. Glad to be home, man. You feel me? A wonderful feeling.
Listen, man. First of all, everybody, listen. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to FanView Podcast. If you're on IG, it's FanView Podcast. If you're on Twitter, y'all already know this. It's FanView Podcast, man. Don't forget to follow G Sports. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, I can't help you if you're underneath the rock, man. It's the best podcast in the state of Louisiana. We can't stop. We won't stop. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. Watch, tune in, share a friend with a friend.
You know
man,
that.
we ain't going nowhere, man. We got the best content in terms of guests in this state. No one's better.
You know that.
Hands down. Best podcast you could be at. But me.
Confident, boy.
This real.
Oh, absolutely.
I hear the confidence in your voice. Swag, man. You gotta keep that swag, man.
Yeah. This real personal for me, man, because just been watching me since his 8th grade year at West Typical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And watched his journey from high school to college and now with the Raiders, man, going into year 4. Just to see the grind that you put in, man, and beating the odds, man, a 5'8" cornerback that wasn't supposed to make it from, the city of Thibodeau, and you was able to prove all them naysayers wrong, man. But we always like to start the podcast all by talking about your journey and how you got to where you at today, man, from middle school to high school to college and now in the pros, man, doing your thing.
I think most of it came from mindset, man. Just knowing what I wanted to do. I know I had a lot of, negative stuff around me that I knew I didn't want to do. I didn't want to fit in with. I knew I was born to be a leader. So, when I saw certain guys like Trevon Reed and, when I saw with my own eyes Greg Robertson get drafted, I knew it's nothing nobody could tell me.
Number 2 pick in the draft.
Too big in the draft.
I knew, this, you know what I'm saying? I knew.
And
it's nothing
didn't
nobody
they
could
do the
tell me.
draft party in the back of Midland?
It was that's what I'm saying. I had my sister on my neck. I just wanted to see it. I just wanted to see it. And once I saw, okay, his name getting called, he walked across the stage. Like after that, like I didn't stay and enjoy myself with people. I just left. Like, okay, I know what I got to do.
You know what you got to do.
I know it was possible.
Seeing is believing.
And after that, man, like the rest was, I knew just work harder than everybody. Most importantly, grades, stay out of trouble. I knew I was going to take, because I was already gifted with the talent. I was already,
Yeah.
So all I had to do was stay out of trouble, man, believe in myself, continue working. And like I said before, work harder than everybody else. And, I was blessed, God took care of the rest.
And that journey in high school, man, I felt like you bursted onto the scene early doing kick returns, punt returns. That's really how you made your name early on.
Right.
And that's how your name started buzzing. And then, sophomore, junior year, you started showing people that, look, I could do my thing with this ball in my hand, and I could cover people. You started going to these camps, putting on. I remember the first camp I ever saw you at was at Tulane camp. And also the Nike opening at Joe Brown Park. And you put on a show. And everybody at the camps was like, who is this 5'8" cornerback locking everybody up? Just talk about that high school journey and how you was able to, like, prove all the doubters wrong, man, and end up with a 30-something offense and could have went to LSU if you wanted to.
I think it all started with, of course, like I said, the mindset, but as far as the journey, the high school journey, I think, I went to Sean Nelson and asked him, I do whatever I can. I need your help. Do whatever you can to get me to T. Reed.
Right.
Whatever. And
T. Reed is a big inspiration down in the Tri-Parish, man.
Definitely.
He's the number one athlete in the state.
In the state, representing.
Definitely. And once I saw him go to camps and Sean put me in some camps, man, I knew I was competing, going against guys I knew that people was watching. And at the end of the day, I know, I was one of the, I mean, it had these 5 stars, 4 stars. I knew at the time I wasn't even ranked,
Right.
so I knew I could play with these guys. So I just went to those camps and put on the show, man, and just to get my name out there. And then I knew once I ball at these camps, they're gonna, because most of the time you don't really get offers from off of camps. You get them from off of your game film.
Right.
But I knew by going to them camps, they'd be like, okay, who is this guy?
Right.
So when they started watching my game film, that's when they kind of took off from there.
But we'll talk about your time at La Tech, man. You're one of the one of the best players to come out of that program. But your 3 years there, man, just your time, your journey, the work that you put in, being in conference, just say, kind of talk about a lot of that progression. What kind of helped you develop to becoming the DB that you become?
It's so crazy. I think what really, believe it or not, what really helped me develop to becoming the player that I became, that would probably be Thibodeau, because I knew I was gonna stay in Louisiana due to my son. I wanted to be close to my son, so I wanted to enjoy the journey, just adding other schools in, just
Right.
whatever.
Buck
But
the
I knew
head
I
up.
was-
I take your offer.
I knew I was staying in Louisiana, so. And on top of that, LSU was stacked with DBs, and La Tech I was gonna be the youngest. Either school I picked, I was gonna be the youngest guy in the room.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I asked both of the head coaches the same thing. I asked Odron. At the time, I asked Odron if I was to come to LSU, would I be able to compete? I just want to be able to compete. I don't want to,
Right.
A
would I
fair
be able to earn
competition.
mine? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something I ain't gonna say exactly what he said, but certain words that I didn't really like. So I gave La Tech a try.
Right.
I asked Coach Host, if I come to this school, will I get a fair opportunity to just compete for a starting job? And he said he's gonna pay the best players. And when I rolled home, I knew where I was going. I knew I was going to Louisiana Tech, because I knew he was gonna give me a fair opportunity to become who I was. And once I stepped foot on campus, everything was walking distance. So like I wasn't around by the car. It's times I'd be 1 in the morning, I'm bored. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the facility and lift, or I'm gonna watch film. It just,
Right.
I knew like anytime I was bored, or anytime, like every time I thought about football, I was able to go do what I want to do to study and get myself ahead. And
Old Ruston,
we know
Louisiana.
how that, we know how that went.
Yeah,
we know how that went.
Let me ask you for the young people that's watching, and one thing I've been a big proponent of this year is just making sure people giving their flowers. And G gonna have a goddamn florist when I'm done with him. But I just feel like it needs to be heard, because I need people to see positive black men doing things without this.
Right.
They don't want nothing in return. Talk about coming up in the tri-parish with all the stuff that was going on, knowing you wanted to get out, but understand that you had to keep a strong circle around you, and how people like G, people like Turk, kind of help keep you on that straight and narrow. Be like, hey, if you want to get out, this is the way you're gonna get out, and we'll help you as long as you helping yourself.
I think the most important thing you said was, as far as the circle wise, I knew who I was able to be around, and who I had to show tough love from a distance, and who I had to really keep close to me. Turk. People like Turk, I had to watch my friends who I was around. Because certain friends, certain people I had around me, they
In
from
the
there.
world.
They in
right.
there.
They
Where
in
it's
there.
like,
They
they
in there.
knew that, hey man, we can't, like, he's the
He's
one.
the
that's
one.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep him away from it. So when you got, and especially when you got people that believe in you and see that he a person that he don't want that life, they gonna help you, like they gonna help you get to where you wanna go. And like you said, people like Turk, the guys I had around me, Nelson, my pops, my family, like all of them knew, like, this is what he wanted, so we gonna adjust to him, and we gonna make sure that he get there.
Get there.
We gonna do whatever. We gonna put all the marbles in
Yep.
and invest in him, and whatever, and we gonna try to do our best to help him get to where he at. And I mean, that with God, everything took care of itself.
And just to kind of go back to when you was making your decision for college, I remember you telling you, like, man, gee, LSU, that's my dream school.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I always dreamed of playing and playing in Tiger Stadium. And I remember you was already committed to La Tech. And the reason why I want to talk about this, because a lot of kids go through this process, and the big offers come late, or their dream school come late. And sometimes they change their mind on a drop of a dime just because it's a bigger school, or it's a dream school. But you was able to have a level head and say, you know what, I think La Tech is a better fit for me. Yeah, I could go to LSU, but I think this is where I need to be. What went into that decision, and how hard was it to pass up your dream school like LSU?
I think about it's crazy. I think about paying attention to guys before me. It's crazy. Paying attention to guys before me. Really paying attention to a lot to the recruiting process and believing in myself. I knew I made it this far, so it's really all about me. Like it's really all about me. And knowing I learned about the politics of the game, like college. Like it don't matter where you go. If you got film, they gonna find you. So you could go to a small school, big school. If you go to this small school, you got to do more, but it's cool.
Yep.
Like at the end of the day, it's cool. I'm gonna work hard to, to do whatever I gotta do. But I just learned through the whole process. No matter where you go, as long as you got that film and they see flashes of you making plays and making plays when they count, they gonna like the scouts, man. They gonna find you. And it's crazy, believe it or not. My junior year, like. Used to always say, man, hey, man, you 3 and out. I never, like, my freshman year, sophomore year, my junior, even when people was talking about the NFL, I swear I didn't even, like, I wasn't even thinking about the NFL. What I was thinking about was doing what a lot of people couldn't do at Tech, and that was win conference championships.
Yep.
I was, like, so I knew that, okay, if we continue winning at this program, of course, everybody win because scouts going to be like, why are they winning?
Right.
And that's what they're going to come looking at everybody.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's crazy. I didn't know that I was going to the NFL until my last game with my family. Like, people were like, yeah, you gone. But, like, I didn't know.
You didn't know that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that wasn't your decision just yet.
When my people traveled there, I still didn't know if I wanted to leave. I knew I was leaving, because of the injury, and I was like, I'm not going to get no taller.
Right.
I ain't gonna get no taller. Like if I come, like what they gonna say? If I come back, what you want me to go All American again?
Right.
So it's like, so I wasn't gonna get no taller.
Right.
So I was like, yes,
Right.
I think it's time.
If you was healthy, if the injury didn't happen at the end of the year,
It was a growing, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
At the end, if that didn't happen, you think you would have came back for your senior year?
Probably not.
I'm about to say because the film shows
like I said, what am I coming back to? We losing all the seniors. I'm not getting. They saying, well, I'm not getting no taller. Like next year, I'm not gonna be 6 foot. So what I did was I just called, teammates, called some teammates. I had a player meeting, just because I was one of the captains. So I had like one of the. I don't want no coaches in here, so I don't like putting on the show for coaches. Like this is us.
This is us.
So I asked them like, hey man, I'm thinking about doing this. What do y'all think? Like, you know what I'm saying? How do y'all feel about this? Because if not, I'll come back. Whatever. It was like, man, do what's best for you and your family and your son. Like we ride with you. Whatever.
You had your own your support of the guys that you in the gridiron with, the guy that you working out practicing with. I tell people all the time, man.
Shit, it was easy after that.
I tell people all the time, man. If you have the skills, you have the film, you have the athletic ability. Those 3 components, and all those things showed. By the time when it's time for you to become eligible, you don't have no other reason to stay, because what's waiting for you potentially is an injury.
Yeah,
that's what's waiting.
Yep.
Not to say that you don't want a national championship. It doesn't mean that you don't want a particular award for that position by chance. It doesn't mean that you don't want those things if you don't have it already. But the major thing, I watched many guys who I watched growing up playing, watch college football, and were waiting for them their senior year where they had all the skills, athletic ability, and film. The senior year, injury happened. Yep. And the draft status went from potentially at that time there was 2 rounds. I mean, there was 2 days of it, really.
Right.
It was day 1 and really day 2. The first, second, and third round was really the first day, and then the 4th, 5th, and 6th, 7th was day 2. Now it's kind of broken up.
Yeah.
It was out of day 1 or day 2. And a lot of guys went from day 1 to day 2. You know what I mean? So it's broken up in today's modern time, but back then it was first, second, and third. That was an all-day affair. Then they had the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and that was an all-day affair. So now it's kind of broken up to what I tell people all the time. If you're eligible at the 3 seasons and you have those 3 components, if your family's cool with it, I think that's the best decision.
But I want to go back to when you was going into college, right? As great as you was at Tupelo High, I knew you had the confidence, but I know at the same time it's like, I'm going to this level. Can I really do this? You don't really know for sure till you actually see yourself do it. Yeah. What was the turning point in college when you said to yourself, man, I can go play on Sundays? I'm going to tell you when it was for me. And it was your freshman year against Mississippi State. Remember I was texting you after the game? I said, man, you got to score that pick 6, man. You got to score that, me.
And it's so crazy, the game before that, right? And sometimes I talk to myself like I'd be like, dog, you really a different guy. But sometimes I kind of be kind of
You humble yourself.
back. You know, I be
Right, yeah.
you know, like cause like when I came in the first game, I remember I was talking to Ramon. You know, man, you got scored on cause we was in like a 2-man under. The safety, you know, 2-man, you gotta like the DB got to trail a little bit,
Right.
and the safety pulled the
Right.
top.
You playing trail
So they threw the ball, me and him right there, but I'm thinking, oh, he gonna make the play. But
I
the
remember
guy
that.
catch the ball, he scored. So I'm like, you know, either like we end up still winning, but it's like I didn't come here to be mediocre. I really said that like that night I watched film, like the game was over, everybody going in party. At the time I wouldn't really, you know, I was inside
chilling.
then. So I went home. I mean, I went to the facility, watched film at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, man, just watch like, damn, I should have made a play. I said, you know what? I didn't come here for that. I'm not no robot. I ain't come here for that. So then I said, I came here to make plays. I came here to be a difference maker. I don't want to be just a freshman that started a couple of games, you know, whatever.
Right.
And that Mississippi State, like that, the next game, the Mississippi State game, I knew I was like, I'm gonna make plays. Like I'm gonna make a lot of plays. I left, man. I could have caught the pick, the first one. I dropped it.
I remember that.
But I ain't gonna lie. From that point, that game right there, I knew like, okay, I'm like, if I keep doing this and keep, you know, still the
Right.
same mindset, continue working, I'm gonna be the best. Well, at least one of the best DBs that ever come through Tech.
And then I think you silenced a lot of doubters because everybody knew you could cover, but you was coming up and tackling.
Yeah.
Like you was coming up hitting guys on a bubble screen. Like I'm talking about, I ain't talking about regular tackle. I'm talking about really laying that hit. And I thought that was, for me, that was when you really solidified. I was like, bro, he gonna play on Sundays. He gonna get drafted high because what else can you say? Only thing you can say now is he 5'8".
But then even then, he was prime nickel height. So like, and that's when the league started shifting. Like you had to have two boundaries, and that guy that can control the slot some type of way without risking the safety. So I was like, because G was the one that put me on you, because it was hard to watch you in high school because I'm a high school coach. So like when he started, I was like, all right, man, let me see. All right, G, you right. You right. Like we would go back and forth. Like man, because he just told me, man, I got the dude in the tri-parent, man. He had locked down Nig right now. I said, bro, yeah. Then he told me the measurables. He told me the measurables. I said, come on now. I said, Tay not even knocking down Nig. You know, then I started watching him.
That's a little brutal.
I said, long as it ain't a 50-50 ball, he's knocking it down. That's what I'm keeping it bad, bro.
Right.
Long as it ain't a 50-50 ball, he locking them down.
Right.
I like Nig though, man.
Yeah.
Proud of him too.
Hey, let me ask you this, because you're a defensive guy. What is it like, college? I don't know who your high school coach was. I know college you had an offensive-minded coach, and your first two coaches in the league, offensive-minded. What does that do for you? I know what it did for me as a defensive player. Like, shit, I'm about to embarrass you. I'm about to make you mad all game, all day. But some coaches, like, it's like defense, like y'all, that's y'all. This is the team right here. You know, how do you navigate that mindset?
I think for me, what it do for me personally, is slow the game down. Really, when you got guys like Gruden was he was a mastermind.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniel, mastermind. You know, he was, and he come from that Patriots. You know that, so they kind of know, like you ain't got to be as talented, but if you know what I'm saying, understand the X's and O's, really pay attention, watch film, break it down. You know what I'm saying? You could put yourself in position without even being talented. But me already being talented and put myself in a position to make, so it's like like you say, for me it just slowed the game down for me. So like this upcoming year, this year that just passed was probably like the game. I think some plays I kind of got too greedy, but I could say the game slowed down a lot for me this year.
But how hard was it? And I told a lot of people this your first 3 years in the league. You know, you had your ups and downs.
Yeah, fact.
You had your good plays, you had your bad plays.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, man, Meek had 3 different defensive coordinators.
Yeah.
Since he's been in the NFL, y'all don't understand how difficult it is to come in every year trying to learn a different system. And it's more than one way to skin a cat, but that's not easy coming in learning a different how they think, lingo, terminology. You know how they want you to play certain.
How they want you to play.
Yeah, how they want you to
That's the
play.
thing right
That's
there.
the thing.
Playing certain schemes. Talk about how you dealt with that over the last 3 years.
It's so crazy. It's crazy. I tell all my partners or like people that I talk to. I feel like my first year.
Yeah, Gus
was
Bradley,
probably-
first year.
Nah, my first year I had Paul Gunther.
Paul Gunther.
I had Paul Gunther my first year.
Right.
I never played nickel in college. When I was at nickel, I was either playing man, blitzing, or playing zone, whatever.
Yeah.
I never really learned about no run fits, none of that. So like
Right.
when they threw me in the slot, I'm like, because all they saw was Amik cover grade, 90, 91 cover grade in college. So okay, he was gonna put him in the slot. He tackle. We just gonna put him in the slot and whatever. Just let him. But like you gotta learn run fits and all. Like it was so detailed for that nickel.
Right.
Like it's you like another linebacker. You like really a quarterback.
Correct.
So it's like it was my first year. I felt like was like a red shirt year for me. Right.
Right. Right.
My second year was probably like a year. Okay, was like my first year. I didn't really when Gus Bradley came in, we had Milo as the DB coach. He was so detailed. It was like I'm talking. I used to be on my head every day. Like I thought I was gonna get cut.
Yeah, y'all
Really?
running
I thought I was gonna get like it was so. I thought I was gonna get cut. Like, but then this year coming in, I'm like, they gave me some more smoke. But this time I'm like, I'm not backing. I'm not falling. Like I'm not backing down from none of that.
No excuses.
Whatever
Just
they need
results.
me to do, I'm gonna do it. So at first they had Hobbs playing. The only two guys in the room that knew both positions was me and Hobbs. But then Hobbs kind of, so they moved him to corner.
Right.
He just played strictly corner. So the only person in the room knew both positions was me. But I think that came from learning my mistakes from last year, taking it on to this year. So like I knew the run fits. I knew like, okay, if the running backs here, they probably gonna like. I knew a lot of
You
stuff.
knew a lot of stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So the game kind of slowed
game
down.
slowed down.
So that's why it's times that man I wouldn't even be like I barely have reps at practice, and somebody go out there and don't really do their job. They
Right.
be like, "Meek, get out there," and I go out there and ball. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like they kind of couldn't really deny me.
Deny you the opportunity.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And I tweeted about this. I don't know if it was week 3, week 4. This is when y'all played the Broncos. I'm gonna say it right now on the FanView podcast. You were robbed of Defensive Player of the Week. I'm gonna let everybody know
No doubt.
you were robbed.
No doubt.
The league, you robbed them. I don't know who they gave it to.
Bro, that
But-
fumble recovery for a touchdown, that was the
You
turning
were
point.
robbed. You were robbed. I think that you and Jared Judy, y'all had a matchup. And it was y'all. I think he made a big play.
Yep.
I think it was a 52-yard
And
play.
he was talking.
He was talking.
He was talking.
He was talking. And tell me about that experience in that game because, you came back, you made a play against him. And to me, that was your best game as a pro. To me, that's what put Amik Robinson on center stage for the rest of the league to be like, okay, the Raiders got a DB over there, number 21. And I think that was the game that you put a lot of people on notice that you're not just a DB, but you're a playmaker.
Yeah.
And tell me about that game a little bit, how things went.
I think I've been headed out. I've been headed out. And because you gotta understand, last year, not the year that just passed, but my sophomore year.
Right.
My second
Year league.
I had my first 3 starts. And my last start was against the Broncos. So we go down there. I don't know. It's just everybody had those games. I played horrible. Benched.
Right.
So like now it was another opportunity. I circled that game. I knew I was gonna be out there. I circled it. Most of the plays, like even the play when he caught Judy caught, this past season when he caught, I knew if you watch the film, you could see me looking around. I knew it was coming. Like I knew the inside fade was coming. But me, I'm a ball guy, hungry.
You hungry?
You know what I'm saying? So like I look back too early for the ball, and like when you all that space, you tend to drift.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Quarterbacks taught to throw the ball outside, not to you. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And he drifting over. I'm looking for it like kind of falling. I
Right.
fall. So when I fall, my girl there, my family there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no,
Oh, no.
Styling
no,
over.
no.
Oh,
So
no.
I go to him. I'm like, all right, now you have to do it again, whatever. So he still. I ain't gonna lie, I saw fire. Like I saw fire. Like you had me. Like he had me. You know.
Yeah, it's
I'm
on.
talking about the next play. Sutton. I remember going against Sutton in college. He big guy.
He
but
got some you.
It really didn't matter at that point. Like I just whatever made the play and like like y'all got me. I don't know what y'all thought. Like I was
Right.
gonna just he
Yeah.
made a play like that's it. Like I was gonna back nah.
Right.
I was then especially when the ball came in my hand for the fumble recovery. They don't know. See, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what I do
Yeah.
with the ball in my like. They don't know.
They don't know that. Put their foot in the ground.
I had to. I ain't no ordinary just following the ball and
No,
go something.
no.
I'm trying to score this.
Trying to change the scoreboard, please.
I'm trying
6
to,
points.
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
trying to,
absolutely.
I'm a different guy, man.
Let me ask you this, Meek.
Yeah.
You play in probably the best quarterback talent division.
For real.
You know,
Yeah.
you got the man.
Mhm.
You got the man. Then you got the guy that trying to make the man in Herbert.
Yep.
Got all the tools. And then, you know, let's ride. You know, you can't take the Super Bowl away
Yep.
from him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got Sean Payton now.
You know what I'm saying?
Got Sean Payton now.
Might be a little different Russell Wilson
And
coming up.
he got like some of the best, receivers. Yeah, then the man might get DeAndre Hopkins. So that like, what is it like going against them fuckers? 6 games.
It's so crazy though. I look at it the same like the league, man. It's about mindset, man. Some guys become who they are because of their mindset.
Mhm.
Like Ramsey became who he is because of like you see, you just say like those are guys. He in his mind, man. I'm a guy too. I just got to continue to prove it.
Right.
So it's like when I'm going against them, like I line up against them. Man, he be like I believe. I look at it as an opportunity to show people I belong.
Right.
So like that's how I look at. Even though I respect those guys, the Pat Mahomes is in a
Yep.
is every
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything
Yeah.
that's
you gotta
advertised.
respect it.
Yeah,
You know,
everything they
you
say
know,
about
you
the man is true.
gotta- you know, but it's like. No, in my mind, I always think, man, I could pick Pat Mahomes off too. I didn't see other guys do it. I know I could do it too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I'm going against those guys, if I ever was able to go against those guys, I look at it as an opportunity. Like I've been doing, like my whole life. All this has just been opportunity. You know, when opportunity comes, you got to take advantage of it.
Because I think, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, because you actually went through it. In high school and college, if you could get your hands on the guy, or you can stop their feet and keep them going side to side, they a race. But then in the league, you can get your hands on the guy. You can literally stop them, and the ball is placed so perfect that like I didn't see Cash get jammed up and get jammed into a perfect hitch route without even. It's like it's nothing you can
For
do.
real.
When you playing those elite guys, it's like that's what you gotta like. You gotta come in like I'm literally shutting you down, but he is putting the ball consistent. Like he ain't missing. It's bam, bam, bam. Right here is it's like, and especially playing. Y'all know it. It was a confidence position that y'all play. You know that gotta like beat at your psyche a little bit.
That's why 1% make it, dog.
Hey,
That's 1%, man.
Right.
You in that 1%.
Real
You
talk.
gotta earn every 0.00.
0.99.
Hey,
True
I'm
story.
telling you, man. Like, hey, but at the end of the day, man, that's a life of being a DB though. Like,
Yeah.
how I think of it, like, they gon' like, man, they make money like us too. Like they trying to feed their family too. Like he's in that 1%.
1%.
And it don't matter. Practice squad. It don't matter.
Oh, that's still the
That's what I'm
1%.
saying. Like that's still a one. Like dog, they getting paid just like us. But at the end of the day, how I think of it, just win more than you lose. That's how I think of it. But like, we'll have some guys catch a little slant. Just tackle them. It can't be no slant.
Right.
Hey man, dude catch a slant. You right there. He fall on the ground. Catch it. All right. Next play, I'm not about to sit up there and be like, oh man, he caught that. We didn't lose the game
Because
we
he
can't
caught this
lose
ball.
the game because of that slant route.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And how I think, I just win more than you lose. That's how I think, and that's what kind of helped me get over that hump.
Tell the guys who missed the tackle on Tyreek Hill. Tell that to them. Because the goddamn when he missed the goddamn tackle on him.
Did you see the face that Meek? Did y'all see the face that Meek?
Nah, because I remember.
Hey, how
I
fast
had
is he?
some. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when you playing on Madden, the stuff you doing on Madden.
Yeah.
Like dog, you could do some trick play, whatever, and verse and score, burn everybody. I don't be mad if somebody do that on Madden, cause he do that in real life.
Right.
Like dog, I'm telling y'all, different.
Yeah.
I mean, one time I stuck him, you know, my Rookie year, I remember going against him and Amik. Jordan ended up going down. Like the first play of the game, Jordan ended up going down. So I'm doing my thing though. Like I'm talking to him and all that. Like I'm like, I don't like who. Them dudes gonna bag up. I'm staying right here. You gonna have to run around me, whatever.
Right.
Whatever. And I'm talking to him. So now the second, I ended up balling that game. So the second game, Gruden ended up giving me the game ball that first game. But my second year, now I got a new staff. I'm fresh off the like dog. It's a package that they like. Okay,
I remember this.
we gonna put Amik on Tyreek Hill because in practice I used to be one-on-ones clamping. Me trying to have my little swag come in, all looking at the quarterback and they hiked that mother. They hiked it. I'm not even ready. Dog. Dog. He caught the ball. I still was stumbling, and I knew him like. I ain't never got back in. I ain't never. Hey,
Learning experience.
Different. Hey, Tyreek is
He different.
You gotta
He different.
I don't see how. I see why they got Tay, over him, whatever. But when you talking about all around playmaker, you can put him on special teams. You can put him at running back. You can put him at wildcat, wide receiver.
You taking Tyreek over Deebo Samuel?
Yes,
No doubt.
Yes.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Who harder to tackle in open field though?
Tyreek Hill.
Over Deebo? No, Deebo.
He
but
ain't put
Deebo-
him on. He ain't put the. You ain't put the pat. Dog.
I'm just saying.
You saw what he did, dog.
Yeah, I'm just
One
saying,
time,
like
man,
Debo. But this is what I'm saying about Debo.
He's
Like
stocky.
I didn't see linebackers try to tackle Debo, and he like, man, get off me. Like you can't even. I see linebackers can't even arm tackle Debo. That's why I'm saying it.
Linebackers not even getting close to Hill.
Right.
Dog,
Hey.
it's.
But you
one
know they
time-
put Debo at running back too now.
But they could put Hill at running. Miami ain't really doing it. Miami ain't really doing that.
They ain't really
Chiefs
doing
do it. Man, Miami they ain't really doing it. But man, hey dog, do the real. Deebo Samuel is top 7 in the league,
Right.
wide receiver.
You would put him top 7?
Yeah, I give him top 7.
You-
I give him top.
See,
7,
and y'all
top-
will shoot
top
bullets
5.
at me when I have my top.
I'm still. Hey, look.
Top
I
five,
respect
top-
the hell
Y'all
out.
shooting bullets at me.
Hey,
top
I
7.
respect the hell out of me, but I'm still. I don't believe he top 7. But that's
We did a top 5 before the season started, and we all was arguing about it and stuff. My top 5 was I had Jamal Chase, number 1.
One.
That was 1.
Okay, everybody.
I had Stephon Diggs 2.
Mhm.
I had Jets 3.
Mhm.
Who I had 4?
DeAndre Hopkins would make nobody lift
No,
because he
I
was.
forgot who I had 4.
I think you had Diggs 4.
No,
No,
I had,
no,
Diggs,
he
I
had
had Diggs 2.
Yeah, Diggs 2.
Yeah.
Then
So
I had
Diggs
then I
four.
had Jets. I forgot who I had 4, but I had AJ Brown 5. And
You had AJ Brown 4.
yeah, well,
You
I
had
don't know
AJ
who I
Brown
had 5.
5. 5.
I forgot who I had 5.
yeah.
But these motherfuckers were laughing at me and shit.
First of all, I had Debo in my top 5.
First of all-
and I had Cooper Kupp.
You got Chase
1.
over Tate and Jets.
Yeah,
No,
I got it.
no.
I'm gonna tell you why.
No.
Hey, the faces. Look, the fucking faces.
Look, I like what I like.
You're right. That's why
I like what I like. This is what I like. I like receivers that, not saying Jets got any flaws in this game. I just like receivers that everything they do, like if a defensive coordinator trying to game plan for him and they say, look, we're gonna take this away, he gonna find something else to still be elite at it. For example, I don't feel like Jets is good as Jamal Chase at high pointing the ball.
Right.
So
Right.
if you throw Jamal Chase a slant or out, Jamal Chase could break that tackle and take it 80. I never seen Jets do that. Jets game is really predicated off of getting separation, and his hands is ridiculous. And just his knowing how to read coverages and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to take nothing from him. I hope people don't take that out of context.
It's phenomenal what he does.
It's phenomenal what he does. Like phenomenal. But I just think Jamal,
He's the threat to score
he
with the ball.
can do so many different things elite. More than Jets, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
And,
But I
and
feel
it's
like
been proven in the league. Like he's done it in the league more than just done it in the league.
who did what?
I never seen Jets take a
Yeah,
80-yard
he not,
if you throw
Jets a bubble, he not.
Okay.
He
I
not
know
a
what
threat
I'm
to take it
saying.
80.
Yeah.
Jamal
Right.
Chase, you throw him a bubble, you like, man, we got to tackle this
Hey,
motherfucker.
look, if you
Yeah,
was just
that-
talking
that's
about
the truth.
you was just talking about Jalen Ramsey, And if they block
One more second.
if they cut Aaron Donald, Chase got a ring because he destroyed.
Yes.
It's 6.
It's it's bad. You see him like he look like a penguin.
Yes.
Like he on feet
6.
up in the ground like that. Nah, I say Jets. His route running is super elite.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But that's what it's about. I thought that's what the game about. Route running. Like dog, you like guys like Tay and Jets are so similar. Like y'all gotta really see.
So you taking Devontae Smith and Jets over Jamal Chase?
Oh no, I'm talking about the real. No, I ain't trying to say like that. Devontae Adams.
Oh, Devontae Adams. That's who I had.
Yeah, we all had him.
Y'all serious right now?
Yeah, we all had him. Like we all had him.
I had him.
We all had.
Oh,
I had him once.
So look, hold on.
I had him
Who
once.
you putting him over? You putting him over Jets?
yes,
You putting him over Jamal Chase?
Yes.
You putting him over Stephon Diggs?
yes.
Damn. Now you play against me in practice though, man. It's
Man,
different.
y'all really
You go against-
disrespecting
it's-
the guru right
No,
now.
it's different. It's different when you play against somebody at practice.
Listen,
But
he had
then
100
also-
catches
also
and
you got-
1,500
you-
yards this year.
Also, you
Woo,
got
he was nasty with it.
also
he was nasty with it.
He had that bad man. He had the bad man that he played with, and
Aaron
now he
Rodgers.
was going from that bad man to Derek Carr. And
So you got Adams number 1.
Yes,
Which that's arguable.
That's arguable.
we're not saying you're wrong.
yes.
We're not saying you're wrong.
So let me ask you this: if he wasn't your teammate and you ain't seen him every day in practice, you still feel that way?
Tay was playing for Green Bay.
Yeah. He did have an 18 touchdown season in Green Bay too.
Number 1, man.
2
He
years
had
ago.
what? What did he had this year?
He was like, I think he had 17, 16 or something like that.
He had like 14, 15 touchdowns.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Something like that.
1,500 yards
Come
receiving.
on, bro, and like,
And look, Jamal
I
Chase
don't-
missed like 4 games now. Just saying.
but I don't want to say too much.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to say too
Yeah,
much.
you all know better than us. I'm just that's me
No.
watching. That's me watching
I
from
think
afar.
Devontae Adams, in terms of his route running and getting separation and get ability, I think it's special to watch. The things that he could do. You talking about a guy who's not explosive, who's averaging 15 yards a play? Dog, that's a lot.
But I will say this though.
That's a lot.
You ain't see the catches?
Yeah.
But
Bro, listen, when you talk about that top, I ain't gonna put AJ Brown in that top 4. He 5 to me. AJ Brown 5.
I got Cooper Kupp ahead of him.
Man, go ahead. Stop talking about Cooper Cup. Stop talking about Cooper Cup like he.
I can't go over this year.
He not
If
with
I'm
them.
going
He
this
not
year
with them
now,
boys.
if I'm
He not with them boys.
Now we was talking about
last year.
the previous year.
But I will say the scheme has a lot to do with it.
That was my argument.
And you know it. He
That was my argument.
He was schemed a lot of
That's
stuff.
why
You know,
Jet said what he said. He said, man, this off. I see why Cooper. That's what he said, right? I see why Cooper. Cup.
Yeah, that's
Scheme.
and that's why I say he wasn't in my top 5. And that ain't no disrespect to Cooper Cup. I think he's still a hell of a receiver. But if I'm starting a franchise, am I taking Cooper Cup over any of them 5? No, I'm not. But the first 4 we named, I feel like you could juggle it any way you want. If somebody say just number 1 in the league, I ain't gonna be like, man, what the hell you looking at?
Right.
No, I ain't
If somebody say Stephon Diggs, I'm gonna be like, I ain't gonna see what the hell you looking at. I'm just gonna be like, okay,
I still
because everybody got their preference
yeah,
of how they
I still-
value a receiver.
I still wouldn't put Jets. To me, Jets is like that. He owns the 2 to 3 spot.
Now I'm gonna tell you this: out of the mindset, I love his mindset more than
everybody.
all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
I'll take his mindset out of any receiver in the league.
Jets.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm taking his mindset out of any receiver in the league.
Yeah.
I think that
That's-
his
that's
ability
a
to
doubt.
want to make every
Been
play.
that way.
Yeah,
Been that way too.
and you gotta think about it. You know,
Been that way.
they used to have their little battles in high school. You know what I mean? And like,
Been that way.
bro, like Jamal Chase, we knew he was highly touted coming out of high school. Stephon Diggs, highly touted coming out of high school. AJ Brown, Tyler, highly touted. Jets is the only one on that list. AJ Brown, highly touted. Jets the only one on that list that was not highly touted coming out of high school.
2-star.
He had 2 scholarships.
Oh
Jamal,
yeah, you team.
Jets.
I mean Jets. Yeah.
He had 2 scholarships.
Yep. You
They
right.
gave that boy number 39 his freshman year at LSU.
Yep, sure did.
You know what I mean? He ain't signed to the summer.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people were saying he not fast enough. He can't do this. He can't do that.
I knew, man.
Y'all used to have some battles.
I've been knew that this is the wiggle, man.
Yeah.
Remember in high school, they tell you, had a guy named Mike Young.
Yep. He went to
Michael
Notre
Young?
Dame.
He had offer, he had offer like Oregon and all that. I think he ended up signing to Oregon.
No, he
Didn't
signed
go
with
to
Notre Dame.
Okay, he ended up going to Notre Dame. So they was like, "Oh, Amik, we want you to stick him." I'm like, "Man, that's not the one we need to be worrying about." I'm like, it's
Right.
Jefferson. Cause I saw it's the wiggle. Like Some of them got they
Yeah.
got it. Mike Young, all due respect,
Fast.
just fast. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Went up top, touchdown, Jefferson. I'm like,
Yes.
you gotta switch. So we switch over. So I ended up sticking them that game, man. They ended up throwing like a little stop route to Mike Young, and Tyler Brown picks it all.
Yeah.
Turn
You
it
ain't
to-
y'all ain't go against the Vikings since you've been in the league. Huh? I would love to see you because bro, listen, when him and Jess used to go at it in high school, I'm talking about the referee had to like come over and be like, look, 21, 8, chill out.
Yeah.
Y'all doing too much.
I ain't gonna lie, we ain't. I think for that LSU camp when we went, it was like,
I
he
remember that.
went up there.
I got
First
that.
time.
I had that on film.
Yeah, he ended up.
Yep.
He ended up going up there. So like, ain't nobody really wanted to go up there. You know, so I'm like, you know, whatever. You know, and at the camps, I don't really like to be offside, close up, and I don't really like doing it. I like to play real. So I bag up. He come out the ball, do a little shake, and I caught him, slid and caught him. Like I knew he was done. You know, he was small, shifty. I knew he was done. He was fighting for his life. Threw him out of bounds. I looked at him like, but I knew like, this y'all guy.
Right.
Like this one y'all hyping up. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
And this
He
fresh
like-
off the
yeah, this
ACL.
fresh off the ACL. I just got cleared that morning.
You really wasn't supposed to be cleared.
Yeah, I was supposed.
Daddy went sign the people.
So you had to sign waivers.
Yeah, his daddy signed a wait. His daddy called me. His daddy like, G, I prayed to God last night. The guy told me Meek gonna be healed. I said, Arthur. I said, bro, you sure? He said, I'm telling you, God talked to me last night in my dream. Meek good. He said, I just went sign the paper. We going to the LSU camp. He said, you coming? I said, man, I'm gonna be there.
He pulled up, dude.
I pulled up, and Meek put on the show. Corey Raymond was like, dog, you know what I'm saying? That's when your boy for the played for the Panthers with the dread at the corner.
Jackson.
Dante Jackson.
Dante Jackson.
Dante Jackson was
Dante
like, bro.
Hey, he hit me
That's
in
the
the DM. He was like, man, I wish you when I signed to Tech, because everybody thought that that I was going to LSU.
Everybody thought it.
Like, yeah, he going to LSU.
Hey, I thought you did too.
Because
Yeah.
it's crazy. That was because you know me and my high school best friend, we like brothers now. Ramon, that was our
Yeah.
like me and you gonna go to LSU. You gonna go for academics. I'm gonna go for football. And that was I was playing. So like he ended up taking the ACT. He get accepted there. So he crying like, bro, I got. So the next morning, I mean like a week later, Raymond could come in, but they been just telling me what I want here. I ain't gonna lie, I was taking the test, man. Raymond can't come out of class. I'm like, I sat down like basically like, come on, man. Like I don't feel like we getting my time. Like, what's up? I got a test to go finish. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Right.
So Raymond saw it in my face. He like, look, there it is. You know, there it is. You know,
You got the offer.
You wanted the offer? Yup, there it is. So I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, you know, we gon' full ride, LSU, yeah. You know? So like after that, everything just went slow. Like I'm like, man, I really just got offered by like LSU.
LSU.
You feel me?
That was
So
a big deal.
At the end of the day, the mind come, I tell him, he crying like, when you lying, like, bro, I'm dead. He like, post it then. Let me see you post it then. I posted it. He called his mom, Mika. So it's like that was our plan. Like our plan was to go to LSU together. But at the end of the day, man, everything happened for a reason. Everything happened for a reason, man.
I do want to get into this, man, because you said something key earlier about keeping your circle tight and making good decisions.
Right.
And since you've been in the league, the situation with Henry Ruggs, driving over 100 miles per hour, killed somebody, and now he is in prison for, I forgot how many years they gave him, but
Right.
you know, he basically didn't ruin his career and his life.
Right.
Damon Arnett.
The cornerback at Ohio State.
Yeah, was a first round pick in the same room with you. Got cut for making threats on a video on social media. Jalen Carter, that's about to be a potential top 5 pick for Georgia, from Georgia. You know, the D lineman.
Yeah.
You know, they found out he was racing with his teammate that led to the crash with him dying. You know, right after the national championship. Seeing situations like that in the league and seeing how one bad decision like that could cost you at all, how has that humbled you and made you like take a step back and say, man, I gotta really, really be careful about who I got around me, and you know, whether it's how fast I'm driving, whether it's, you know, when I go out somewhere, even the situation with Alvin Kamara, which happened where you live.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like situations like that. Tell Talk about how that has made you a different person mentally.
I think, man, just you know, appreciate the mindset and what God blessed me with. Cause I like it's so crazy. I think the most craziest thing, what really kind of hit me, was with Henry. Cause the night before, he was
Y'all was in the same class?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
same class.
the night before, I was just at his girl and my girl like this,
Right.
and we used to always go to his house, play Uno, whatever. And that morning, like I went to the house 2 days before that. The morning, no, that night we was off. We was off the next day. So he was like, man, let's go to Top Golf. I'm like, man, I'm gonna pull up. Me and my girl end up doing something, whatever. We end up falling asleep, whatever. And she had to go to work, so we was off. And usually I go work out on my off day, and my girl texting me like, hey, is this Henry? Whatever. I'm like, nah, I don't think that's. So I'm calling him. He ain't answering. I think that probably was the most incident that kind of hurt me because
You had a relationship with him.
Henry, and on top of that, dog, Henry is a good kid. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard because you also have to have sympathy for the family too. Like,
Correct.
you know what I'm saying? That's why
Correct.
I tried to kind of
Stay
out of it because I gotta have some you know what I'm saying? I gotta have some sympathy for the family.
You didn't want to seem insensitive.
That's just that's a bad tragedy. But it's like when you know this human being, you see him every day. You know what kind of spirit he got. Is like, dang, like why? But but to answer your question, I think certain situations, I was just blessed with this mindset, man. Like it's crazy. I can't even really tell you like how how I was. I could say how I was raised. I could say that too. But I think I was just blessed with the mindset, man. God placing me with good mental. Having good people around me, and to help me not just kind of keep me out of those kind of situations. Because anytime, I don't go places where I know I gotta watch this, I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like I always be in places that I know. Most likely I'm gonna be able to make. I ain't gonna be in no trouble. I'm gonna be able to make it.
You have a
make it home
prevention
safe.
mindset. It's a mindset of, whatever situation I put myself in, I can also get myself out of from a prevention standpoint.
Right.
Not like
Right.
I have to bulldoze my way out of it. If it's a
Try to
situation where
escape.
try to escape, I got to bulldoze, I got to do all this thing. You know that this is not where I or my family or the people, my peers that's with me need to be, because we got things to do. We got things to accomplish. I think that's a very self-aware thing of a young man, especially for athletes. We was talking to Bax.
Jonathan Bax.
Jonathan Bax. I think Jonathan Bax is wise beyond his years for a young man. Going to TCU commit. I mean, it's one of those things where you've adjusted to the understanding that you want something.
Facts.
And with that comes a responsibility on and off the field.
Facts though.
And so it's knowing that, just as fast as I've earned this can be taken away.
Facts, man.
Just as fast.
Facts.
And that
man.
comes with a level of responsibility.
And I can't and I can't take full credit for it.
No.
I can't take full credit because the people are like
People around you.
the people around me, man. They make sure too. They make sure like that's why you don't really see me in like. Or maybe that could be me knowing knowing who to be with and who not to be. I think it's 50-50 because the people that I'm with, they gonna make sure like, hey, we go to this place, we gonna be straight. Like we ain't gotta worry about nothing.
Right.
So I think I think it kind of work hand in hand. Me knowing who to be around and the people I am around, making sure that we not gonna do nothing to kind of jeopardize our future or put us in a position that we gotta question or think. To ourselves, we should never. You know what I'm saying? So I think it kind of work 50-50. I think.
Why do you think athletes, especially professional athletes, knowing what they have at stake, make the kind of decisions they make, knowing like you about to jeopardize everything you work for?
Some of it I think just be split. Just like I ain't gonna split decisions, man. And some like you understand, man. This game and how I look at it, like I look at everything as a life like. Cause think about it. Why do athletes get paid? In my mind, why do athletes get paid so much money? Because we gotta take you gotta be mentally strong for this, dog. Like you got fans coming at you like if you not living up to their standard, they
Yeah.
belittling you and
Right.
call like they could really like just think about it. They got people really go out their way to comment under your post and be like,
Yes.
"Oh, you did," like just say stuff to hurt, like, to like
Right.
hurt you.
Right.
But you gotta be mentally strong and know like you're not really belittling them, but you like they don't
don't
really
matter.
matter. You know, like they don't really. You can't really say nothing that could really hurt me to trick me out of my position. That's just how I think. That's just how I think, and I think some athletes they just don't really know that yet. They don't really like, they not really mature in the mind. I ain't gonna say not really mature in the mind. Maybe they just make split decisions, and sometimes those decisions just don't be right.
I think what it is, G said something, I'm going to say like 3 years ago. And what he said, it resonated to me so hard that I told Tay, like, remember now, you more than just a football player right now. You
Thanks.
a brand.
Yep.
You a brand. Because the one day, I forgot what happened. It was something that happened in the league, and we was like, the league is going to do one thing and one thing for sure. They going to protect the shield.
We're gonna protect that shield.
Because they understand, they true enough, they making billions and billions of dollars. But they going to protect the shield. Because the shield is the brand. All this other stuff, that's every
like a
every
subcontractor.
other franchise out there is a subcontractor. They under the umbrella. But at the end of the day, you do anything that affect this umbrella, you gone because the league is the brand. And I think, especially young athletes, especially young black athletes, 9 times out of 10, that just call it what it is. They grew up poor.
Yep. Poverty.
So when you get something that you never had, and then 9 times out of 10, we wasn't taught financial literacy, and if you was taught it, you was taught it off of a $400 paycheck.
I about to say a very small amount.
You ain't talking. You wasn't taught about getting a $600,000 game check 17 times, and I was like, oh, I didn't pay this, I didn't pay that. What do I do now? And then peers and influence have that. So you seeing them. Well, hey, me and Meek grew up alike. You know what I'm saying? Meek going here and there. I'm gonna do Meek, but I'm not realizing, man, Meek 10 years in the league.
Right.
Yep.
Meek then did
can't do
his
what he
wild
doing.
stuff. He got family. He boom, 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 boom. He's setting up college runs and stuff. I'm trying to live like Meek instead of live like Henry. And now I get hurt, or I'm out there. I see Meek in trouble, fussing with people. Meek the man. They gonna do everything they can to protect. Because Meek is the brand of the Raiders right now.
And that's how it is.
I just made it here. I could easily get tossed away, and I don't think they really understand. And hey, look, unless you the first round pick quarterback,
Right.
unless you the guy that's protecting the first round pick quarterback,
on your second contract, big,
Big deal. Big
or
deal.
are you a multiple award winner, whether it's all pro, Pro Bowl, any type of player, like, unless you one of the guys that because especially in the football sport, it's not like basketball. You got a helmet on. If you easily recognizable, they gonna protect you. Once you get out of that mindset, you done. And I think that goes to what G was saying, goes to what you were saying. I think that's the biggest disconnect. You never been here before. Then 9 times out of 10, you're not getting drafted by your home team. So you're away from us. You're in a whole nother state. You gotta learn a whole new area. You got friends trying to come up. You got family. Well, I want to live like this and all that stuff. And that overtakes the mental. And when they try to escape from it all, they escape the wrong way. It's not a positive way for them to escape.
Yeah, because they never was taught it.
No.
We make 1,200. We make 1,200 decisions a day. One decision could ruin it all.
Run it all.
Think about it. From the time you wake up from the time you go to sleep, you make about 1,200 decisions a day.
That's why every decision, I'm hey man.
From what you
I think
text.
about them.
Yeah, you got to process
From
it.
what you
I
post
know.
on social media,
You
like
have to, bro.
Yeah, from what you advertise on social media, what you do. I think a lot of times is that, and I know we can wrap up shortly, but I think a lot of times is that we all, as people, are driven by some form of entertainment. We connected to. We're not disconnected from it anymore. And so when you're young and you're not used to having these means, these level of resources, people have expectations. You start creating expectations for something you're telling yourself. Like, man, you think you're supposed to be at this event. You
Yep.
think you're supposed to be at this particular place. You got other athletes there. You think that I'm trying to be in those same environments because you don't know what's being talked about. You know what's being said. You don't feel like you don't feel like you're missing an opportunity.
Right.
You're there. Guess what's there? Alcohol, other drugs, other different situations going on. And then when you leave out of here, it goes back to what G alluded to. We all make 1,200 decisions a day. And then that one wrong one. And we ain't saying that Henry Ruggs or any other player made any wrong, we're not saying they're bad people.
Right.
But what ends up happening is that you're not taking full responsibility of the fact that you are in a place economically where this is rare. Economically, to be
That
an
1%.
athlete,
That 1%,
to be
like
the
we talking
1%, that 1%. This is rare. Now we've been exposed to it for a certain amount of years now, but the real reality is that's a rare amount of money. And when you get this rare amount of money, especially when you don't physically own the business,
Right.
And you got it legally.
and you got it legally,
Legally.
illegally,
Hey,
Legally?
I'm from the
Line up,
street.
man.
legally,
Right.
Line up.
man,
Right.
the responsibility that comes with it. It's sometimes the responsibility is just as bigger than the money.
Dog, you gotta be in it to like. You gotta really be in. You gotta be that person to understand.
To understand.
I'm telling you, man, it's real. That's why the moment I got mine, man. I saw like my signing bonus. The moment I saw him, like,
Whoa.
call Marlon, get rid of it. Like I don't want like put it up.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I still got my signing bonus. Like,
That's,
I ain't,
that's great.
you know what I'm saying?
Your coach said something, and I don't think a lot of people like he said it a whole bunch of times. Part of the reason, it was one of the reasons when he called me, to like, hey man, we're gonna try to get Devontae Lee. I'm like, okay, just talking because we already had Kyle up there. He's like, but you think he can handle the backlash? I'm like, he'll be all right. He's like, 'cause people love a hero, but they love a villain. I was like, man, that don't make no sense. You just how you love two polar opposites, but then the more and more I thought about it, because you said that 1%, every time a rich person do something, it's you dated elevated to but you got regular. I don't want to call people bums, but you got regular like people who not in that. And you got regular people that 99% that do it every single day, been in jail or something, locked up for it multiple times, and it's
It's a good story, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
yeah.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
You think if I see Bo London, nobody knew who that is.
Right.
Bo London gets trafficking. I don't know who that is.
Right.
Next page.
Next page.
Amik Robertson, Amik Robertson just such and such and such.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all over social media.
All the clicks.
And then
know what I'm
everybody
saying?
from
It
your
just-
home, man, he no.
They just think we not like once you get to a certain status in your life, you're not human. You're not a regular human being.
You're not-
It's just like, I was just in the airport. Like I'm the same. I'm the same
Same guy.
dude. I'm telling you, like, trust me. I'm the same dude. I'm talking about security guards. Like, hey man, I ain't want to bother you. Can I? Nah, it's cool. Like I'm not gonna go to the airport with no flashing nothing. A Meek Robinson jersey. None of that. I'm gonna go regular. Headphones in. Watch another movie on Netflix. I'm the same person. But in mine,
In it.
we ain't regular, man. It just,
Before we close though, you went through a lot of adversity through high school, toward the end of your college career, and since you've been in the league. Touch on your mental health, man, throughout this whole process,
Yeah.
because I think that's something that a lot of athletes deal with. I know a lot of kids that I mentor is always something going on, whether it's in their home life, relationships, the sport they're playing, financially, whatever it may be. How have you dealt with your mental health throughout the course of your career?
that's a good one. I think I handle it well, really, because most of the time you don't know when I'm going through something, or most of the time you always gonna think me straight, because like when I'm going through, because like my second year was probably one of the the years that I probably was kind of like it's crazy as it sound. I was like, I don't think this for me, and I've been playing this game since I was 5 years old, and the game just almost took it from me. Like was like basically I didn't really belong. So but I think once I kind of stepped back into my own zone and built myself up built myself back up, went back to what really got me here. I think so far my mental been. I think my first 2 years it was kind of up and down.
Mhm.
I handled it well because even though I was going through all that, I never really had relationship problems. Like me and my girl, I never really had family issues. I think I tend to handle it well because if I'm having like family issues, like a lot of stuff going through my mind, I tend to isolate myself. But I isolate to kind of calm myself down and talk to myself and come up with a solution instead of taking it out on my family members or putting
Right.
them, what I'm saying, putting that on their heart. So I mean that I've been handling that well. My family straight. My girl straight. My son straight. So
You got one on the way,
I'm one on the way that I can't wait to meet.
right?
I'm straight mentally glad to be home. So far, man, I've been good, but I know it's gonna have some more times that at the end of the day, man, this shit go like this.
Yep.
You just gotta at the end of the day, as a man, come up with a solution, handle it, keep moving forward.
No doubt.
That's how I handle it.
We're going to end this with Amik's favorite. Here we go, Meek.
It is.
Here we go. Favorite NFL player of all time.
My favorite NFL player of all time. I don't want to be biased, cause I was gonna go with Reed. I don't be biased though, so I'm
Right.
gonna go. My favorite player, Tyrann Matthew.
Tyrann Matthew. Favorite sneaker of all time.
Sneaker. Jordan.
Of course.
Which one?
Which ones?
I like the folds.
Oh my God.
I love the folds.
Oh my
man.
God.
I love the folds.
Nothing like them 13s, man.
I like the folds, man. I'm gonna go with the folds.
Okay. Favorite movie of all time.
Favorite. I got a couple of them. Favorite movie of all time right now. My go-to. I'm gonna go. Cause every time I watch this movie, I always think about my grandpa. That's where I get the warrior name from. I'm gonna go Lion King.
Good one.
Mufasa.
Favorite
Good
coach of
line.
all time on any level, whether it's middle school, high school, college, or pros,
My favorite coach,
that made the most impact on you.
Jeff Burris. He
At
came
La
into
Tech.
Jeff Burris came into my second year.
Because
Second year.
I forgot the cornerback coach. He left him with the SMU.
Curtis.
Kevin Curtis. Yeah, he went to SMU.
Kevin Curtis, yeah. But I'm gonna go Jeff.
Jeff Burris.
Jeff.
He at
Jeff
UL
Burris.
now. Huh?
He at yep.
Yeah, UL.
Yeah, UL.
Okay. Favorite car of all time.
The Ray. That's my dream car, man. Come on, man. The Rolls, man. Double R, man.
You can't drive it now. You gotta have somebody driving you.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the only way that rule.
Yeah, you gotta
That's
run
the
it
only
back.
What about the?
If you
right.
if you drive your
gotta
own
be the back,
your own rules, it's something.
But
wrong. No.
But I'm talking about the not the Phantom. The big
Oh, okay,
one.
okay, all
I'm
right,
talking about
all right.
the one Meek be talking about.
Okay.
The,
The one that
the-
can't fit in the parking
Yeah,
spot.
the spaceship one, the one that you feel like you really in the spaceship.
I don't know if I
Nobody
can
got
drive
the
that
Benz,
one
though.
either.
No,
Cause it's
no,
like
you can't
coupe,
drive
man. I ain't gonna
I don't know if I
lie.
can
That's my
drive
dream
that
car.
one.
I don't know if I
dream
can. No, you
car,
can't
man.
drive that.
I don't
You
know.
can't drive your
It's-
double R.
it's
You
like-
can't drive your double
It's
R.
like,
No.
it's like driving two Caprices.
But y'all talking about the big Phantom. I'm
no,
talking
I know
about
what
the-
you're talking about.
when
When
you
you
say
talking about-
the-
But when you
the
say
Max-
double
yeah.
R though, you automatically think of
Nah, I ain't talking about the Phantom one. The one
talking
that
about
like you in the,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about the one.
the soft top with
Yeah,
the
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
scoop.
the
Yeah.
spaceship, man. You feel me? You in that mug like, I ain't gonna lie. Man, guys should have saying, man, my time come.
That signing bonus about to be spit.
I'm letting y'all know right now.
You're in a contract, you.
Hey, for everybody listening, that second contract come, I'm gonna get that thing.
Ain't no if, man. Ain't no if.
You right. When it come, I'm going to get
We
it.
got-
Hey, all we ask is you take FanView for a ride. I'm gonna be in the roads too.
Come on now. I'm in the hood with it, man. You know, I always come back to the hood.
There it is.
Last question. If you wasn't playing football, what would Amik Robertson be doing?
Coaching. I love the game too much, man. I love the game too much. I tell them all the time, if as crazy as it sounds, if I had a little side hustle job, whatever, and you could play football for free, I really play the game for free.
I believe that.
I play the game for free.
And you didn't ask him what's his favorite rapper.
So didn't I'm tripping.
What's your favorite rapper?
Right.
What did Meek Robinson got in the headphones before the game?
He been having a problem with Meek Mill.
Okay, I don't want to say who my favorite rapper is, or who I think are all the favorite
your
rappers.
favorite rapper.
Yeah,
Me,
do both.
yeah,
Do both. Do both.
All time, Wayne.
Okay.
I'm going Wayne.
Okay.
I mean, my generation, Wayne.
Right.
But rapper right now that make like when I'm in that mode, like you gotta really start from where you and then come back up here. Meek Mill.
Wins and losses, baby.
Wins and losses.
Turn some bosses.
Wins and losses.
Your favorite college moment, your favorite NFL moment.
My favorite college moment would probably be.
The 3
I got two of them.
Okay.
I got two of them. When I won MVP my freshman year, and a 3-pick game.
Yeah.
That was
against Southern Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Southern Miss. NFL moment. Of course. It's crazy. It wasn't even a touchdown. It was the play. Because I remember talking to my godchild named Ken. That's big man Ronald.
Mm-hmm.
Big man daughter. I remember telling him, yeah, man, you know, when I get my first pick, I'm gonna give you the ball, not knowing that the game they come to, I was gonna catch a pick, and I ended up catching the pick and giving her the ball, and you know, Big was like, man, you ain't gonna keep him. Like, nah, bro, because I know I'm gonna get some more.
Yeah, that's
through
a
it.
hell of a moment.
You know, so I think that moment would probably be the best as my NFL career.
No doubt, man. My dude, Meek Robinson, bro. You know, I've been trying to get you on here. I know our times couldn't align, but we finally got you on here, man. Definitely want to get you back on here in the near future, bro. I know you coming up for a contract year. There's no doubt in my mind, bro. You about to have a hell of a year and break the bank. You know what I mean? I think you put a lot of people on notice this year. And, man, just to see your maturation process from West Thibodeau to Thibodeau High to Louisiana Tech to the Las Vegas Raiders, man. And not only as a football player, but as a man, bro. Like, you really elevated, bro, and really put yourself in a position, man, to be successful, not only as a football player, but as a person, dog. I'm proud of you. You know I've been rooting for you since way back when. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just keep doing your thing, man. Keep making good decisions, bro.
You already know. Appreciate it, man. You know, appreciate y'all guys having me. You know, it's all love.
Yeah.
Before I leave, I want to shout out CM Natural. You know what I'm saying? For the 7-on-7 this weekend. I want to see y'all boys do y'all thing, man. Put on for the boot.
Louisiana Elite too, man.
Look, my fault.
Damn!
My fault.
Well, we know.
I gotta put the whole youth together. My fault. Louisiana Elite and my CM boys. I want to see now. It don't matter who take it home, but we gotta keep it in the.
He told you who he want to take it home. He told you he riding with Turk. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to start nothing.
See what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. He fell play how he used to be smashing him in that Madden. That's what it is.
He cheat. First of all, I was paying that at the time.
He cheated.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And we gonna sign out on that one. T. Reed, if you watching, you can get it too. Try Paris, stand up, man. You know what it is, man. G Sports, man. Man, don't play. Kyron Lacy, don't play. Don't play.
That's a hell of a way to end it.
Listen, that's the FanView podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Listen, that's FanView podcast. Listen, I'm that boy Fred.
G Sports signing out, man.
Coach Hurricane hit and don't play with G on that man, because he be cheating. The words of Amik.
I gotta play him again.